which of these two wide receiver trades fits what the Titans need better? Is it Elijah Moore or is it Kendrick Bourne?
I have my answer right
Yeah.
off the gate.
Sure.
It's Kendrick Bourne.
Okay.
It's not Elijah Moore. And I thought there was a comment earlier that I actually saved because I wanted to read it, and it was Dodson's. He says, Titans' definition of blockbuster deal, release a practice squad player, just sign another practice squad player. That is now that's a joke, but Dotson is that's the perception of the Titans, that they are not going to make a midseason blockbuster trade. And I don't think that the Titans are at that point. I kind of joked at the beginning of the show, even before the show started, is that, you look at what the Titans are and what they represent. Can they get a piece to put them over the hump and become that fearsome team in the AFC to vie for a Super Bowl? I don't think so. I don't think Elijah Moore or Kendrick Bourne, either of them, will do that. But they're a running football team. You don't need to go give up a second or a first or a third or multiple like you saw Christian McCaffrey to go get Elijah Moore, that is probably more wanted by other teams than Kendrick Bourne, who is a reliable veteran that has had an 800-yard season, that has caught touchdowns, that can fill the role of, let's just face it, a role that Treylon Burks has not done to this point due to injury and some other things. So, but that's the fact of the matter. And, the hard part for Treylon Burks, as I mentioned last week, and I don't know if you were on the show or off the show, but we are not going to know who Treylon Burks is on December 1st. That is eye-opening. Like, it's going to be December, and we're still not going to know truly who Treylon Burks is as a wide receiver in his rookie year. You know what Kendrick Bourne is. You have to probably give up less than Elijah Moore, and this is more like a typical Titans trade. So all of those pieces make me say Bourne.
Yeah, and I do see this coming from Anthony. This is a pointless topic, but all this they can talk about is because we know no moves will be made. If the Titans really wanted to win, Brewer, Daly, Swaim, Hollister, amongst more, would be gone. So the Titans have – John Robinson's made one in-season trade as Titans GM, and it happened a couple of years ago when they brought in Desmond King as a cornerback when Adoree Jackson was out on injured reserve. And that was a key player at that position. Right now, you've got Treylon Burks out on IR, a very key player at the wide receiver position. Maybe you don't know what Treylon Burks fully is because he only played in a couple of games as a pro, but he's a very important player at the wide receiver position. So with him being out and with the Titans having an opportunity to grab the stranglehold of the division and move forward towards hosting another playoff game, I think you need somebody to be brought in here to help out the wide receivers. And you need, go ahead, I'll let you go.
Well, I was going to respond. The comment, that's why this is not a pointless conversation. Right. You can say what you want to say, but it is not a pointless conversation based, and I hope that listener just listened to what Austin just said. That's the reason why this is not pointless, is because history shows that teams, when something happens and they have to make moves, the Titans are not last in the AFC South. They are first. And if they win the next two games, which very winnable, probably will be favored against the Colts and the Texans.
Are favored against the Colts, 2.5-point spread according to BetMGM against the Colts, and they will be favored next week at Houston. Yes.
Right. So if you win those two games, you truly you're sitting there at 5-2 and have a stranglehold around your division. Now you've got a tough schedule in the middle of the season, but this is not a pointless conversation because. And what was the guy's name who commented that?
Oh, Anthony? I
think Anthony, the trade deadline is November 1st. It is October 21st. So up until that point, we have to have these conversations.